ほら、ルフィ、今一緒に海賊になる仲間を探してるんだ。
Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Wandering Zoro, your go-to destination for anime-related content. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to be diving into part 2 of the series, What If Quirkless Deku Returned from Another World to become the strongest hero? So be sure to stick around until the end, and let's get started. Izuku Data Log 835.m30. After resupplying the ship and healing from the battle with Rogel, I was preparing to leave for my next destination. Rogel and father were walking to me to send me off. Both were proud with how far I have come so far. Flashback. The battle has lasted between Rogel and Izuku has lasted 2 hours with not one of them willing to give up. The blades clash with such force it shakes the training yards. The Emperor was enjoying the battle watching from the stand that surround the training yard, while Rogel man cheer for both warriors in their battle. They come together one more time, in the middle clashes their halberd and sword together looking at each other. Rogel, give up Izuku, you won't win this battle even with all your training. Izuku, never, you taught me never to give up till my last breath, and I will not today. I will finally beat you, brother, pushes Rogel a little. Rogel, haha, yes, there your resolve uses it well, pushes Izuku back to where they are a stalemate. As both of them as in a stalemate, Izuku quickly though on what he could do and saw an opportunity, as he was told by Rogel to always take an opportunity when it represents itself. As they are about to clash again, once more Izuku feints a retreat moment. Seeing this, Rogel charged forward, but what surprise on what happened next. Izuku faked the retreat and instead sidestepped to the right, use his blunt side of the halberd to disarm Rogel. Quickly moving behind Rogel, he swept his foot, making him fall on his back. Lifting the halberd up to make a quick strike down, it was deflected by the shield. Rogel had been pushed back a bit. Rogel, haha, perfectly executed, brother, but not enough. Use his shield to knock halberd out of hand, losing the shield as well. Izuku, thank you, but looks like our battle will finish with our first runs to Rogel, throwing his fist towards him. Rogel blocks the punch, it seems it will. For 2 more hours their fists strike and block, each one bruise damage, but both of their wills will not give up. For the first time in years, Rogel was happy to meet someone with such a will as himself. He was proud of Izuku, showing that his resolve was stronger. Now, he wasn't giving up like in his old world, that the pain and suffering was not letting him give the perfect balance of offense and defense. As both pull back and breathing heavy, they can tell this punch might be their last. Once more they take one last charge at each other, bringing their fist back, Izuku with his right, Rogel with his left. As they got closer, they swung at the same time, hitting each other square in the jaw. The crowd went silent from the impact, waiting for the results. Rogel, while fought, Izuku falls unconscious. Izuku, breathing hard and see that he won. I did it, falls back and goes unconscious as well. The crowd stood silent, then shouted with excitement to see a glorious battle. Even the Emperor rose from his seat, clapping for his 2 sons. They were both taken away to a room, and the Emperor had asked to lead them to where they are. As 2 guards lead him, he is thinking of how much to train him when he returns from training with others, and will ask him an important question after training with his Gilliman. 2 hours later, Izuku slowly opens his eyes, being blinding by the white light of the room he was in. He looks around, seeing that he was in one of the medical rooms on the phalanx. Slowly getting up, a medic comes to check on him, or what Rogel called him, an apothecary. Apothecary, rest easy, young warrior, you gave the crowd and the warriors an amazing battle. Izuku, what happened? Who won? Rogel comes into the room. You did, you little brat, and I've never been prouder. The years you spent here has made you to a fine warrior and excellent defender. The siege games you made for practice shows your tactical mind is amazing. Lastly, your resolve. After 4 hours, you didn't give up, you kept fighting through the pain, the bruising, and exhausting. Emperor of mankind comes into the room. Even I am impressed, my boy, what a marvelous battle you 2 display, proud of both of you. Rogel and Izuku smile at their father and give each other a good handshake for the good match. Few days later, as Izuku was preparing for his trip to Macragge, sending a message to Gilliman, he will be heading there next. He receives a message back a few days later stating that he is heading out for a campaign on the planet. The man that took him in name Koner will be there to greet him and send you to where I am. Rogel and the Emperor are prepared to send Izuku off on his ship, with Rogel lending out his hand. Rogel, it was an honor to train you. Izuku used my lessons well. When you are with Gilliman, I heard and learned from him. As well, he more of an expertise in war due to him studying on that planet. Izuku, I will. Rogel will make sure too, and he'll help brother with any problem he has there as well. As they release each other from grip, Rogel gets right to work, turning his warrior into the legion he was assigned to, getting them ready to move with his father to continue their conquest. The Emperor himself was proud to see this and turn around to talk to Izuku in the ship in private. Emperor of mankind. Izuku, your journey and progress in this universe has made me proud, my son. Izuku. Thank you, father, but I'm guessing this talk isn't about that, huh? Emperor of mankind. You're smart, my boy, but now I want to tell you that I will have an important question in the future to ask you, and Malkador has actually found a lead to getting you home. Izuku. Really, that's great. Gramps found a lead, but are you sure you don't want to ask the question now? Emperor of mankind. I'm sure, trust me, my boy. Now get going to Macragge. Yugo steps off the ship. Izuku gave him a nod, and as the Emperor stand away, he begins take-off sequence out of the phalanx hangar, giving one last look and nod at his father and the blasting off. Rogel, father, I think I knew what you were going to ask him, and I believe he will say yes. Emperor of mankind. I believe you are right, my son. Now, let's get you and your man ready to help expand our influence. Flashback end. Now I'm on my way to Macragge. Should be there in another day. Looking into the cosmos, it makes me think of the beauty of it, also the beauty of Ibra. She been on my mind lately, hoping she okay, and hoping the brothers are watching over her. It got me wondering how they are, but for now I must put that to the side. To Macragge I go. End data log. Arriving near Macragge, I've sent a message to the surface to land. Reading on Macragge, I've learned they are a very well-advanced civilization. They have spaceports and do trade with other planets in their system. Once I received the answer to land, I began my descent. Seeing beautiful mountain ranges as I enter near the capital, I land my ship safety, put some armor I require from father known as the Mark IV power armor, very good protection servos for movements. I decided not to take the helmet, felt it be hard to see out of it. Walking down the ramp, he sees the man that took Gilliman in his name was Koner Gilliman. Koner, welcome to Macragge. Izuku. Your brother has told us about you arriving. I would like to extend my home for you and our planet as your home for your training. Izuku, bowing in a 45-degree angle, I thank you for your hospitality and kindness, Sir Koner. I also thank you for taking care of my brother when he first arrives here. He told me how beautiful it is, and I must say it is. Koner, haha, it is beautiful, isn't it? Although most of this planet is mountains, it adds to the beauty and serene to it. Now, come, let me show you around the capital before you rest for the night. Then we will help you get to your brother in North. Izuku follows Koner and his guards around the capital. To say Izuku was impressed by the beauty of it, the technological advances it was. He was also shocked to learn that Koner was one of the consuls that actually run the populated part of Macragge. As they went to the palace, he was shown to his quarters before coming to the war room, so he may be informed on the situation. Koner, well, Izuku, the situation is this: we have a group of people in the north known as the Illyrium. They are a group of bandits and brigands, but no one in the consul has ever been able to pacify the area to their control. Koner, I had sent Gilliman up there with an expeditionary force early this week to begin the process of pacifying the area. I'll be sending you with some reinforcements to help him. Should take you a couple of days to get there. Izuku, seem easy enough. Any complications on the travel there I should know of, or any other dangers? Koner, not that we are aware of at this time, but our scouts are out there. You should be able to meet up with a few of them on the way. Izuku, excellent. Please inform the man that we will be leaving by 5 a.m. I would like to get up there quickly as possible to help my brother bows to Koner and leave for his chambers. The next day, 5 a.m. Izuku and the troops here was assigned gather, and with one of them to guide Izuku to the location, they began their march to meet up with Gilliman. It was a rough few days since rebels were trying to stop them, but thanks to Rogel training him and the troops he was leading made use of the terrain for excellent defensive positions. Thankfully, the scouts helped him found a better, safer path to get to the camp. After a few days, they finally made it to the camp, where Gilliman was to the cheers of troops, knowing they received backup for the long campaign ahead of them. Gilliman, a welcome brother, thanks you for coming in time to help me here. The warriors of Illyrium are very admirable in their fight. They have earned my respect. Izuku, They might be able to help us. Then if we can win against them and earn their respect, they might join us for our conquest and be fine warriors for your legion, brother. Gilliman, you may be right on that, brother. I've seen their fighters. They are brave and don't back down easily. Maybe I will add them to my legion. But for now, let's focus on winning before that can happen. As Gilliman and Izuku plan their campaign, they look at the logistic, environment, and reports from the scouts that are returning to the base. Gilliman was impressed about how tactical Izuku is, showing him mistakes that Gilliman didn't spot it. Izuku informed him that Robo was really serious about learning for war, especially when he was training, so that I can assist you in any way. But I do think I need to learn more, and I've heard you were the master here in Macragge. Gilliman was happy to hear that Koner really sees him in a high standard, which he was proud of. Now with the planning complete, they began their move. 1 year later, 836.M30. Izuku POV. A year in the northern mountains was tough and rough, not just for me, but for all of us, even my brother. But we succeeded. We conquer and put the northern area into submission. We left a small force to watch over the people, and they were assigned to help the people rebuild and show them the ways of Macragge. As they start their march back to the capital, they talk about what they've been doing throughout the years. Gilliman was impressed with what he learns, how he was training, and what he wanted to learn. Gilliman didn't mind. He actually wanted to show Izuku that you can win battles with diplomacy and trade. Suddenly, one of the scouts informed them to look at the skies. Gilliman and Izuku look at the sky and notice a ton of smoke near the capital. They rush with their forces to a ridge that overlooks the city and see that it's full of smoke and fire. Civilians are running out. The city guards are fighting, defending positions. They also saw the Senate building being defended by his adopted father Koner guards. Gilliman, warriors, we must defend Macragge, defend its people, and secure the city. Group A, take out the guards that are looting and drinking. Group B reinforces those defensive positions. Izuku, with me to the Senate building. Izuku, yes sir, takes out his halberd. Forward, men, let us take back the city. We march for Macragge, and we shall show no fear. Charges into battle. The battle to the Macragge to end the rebellion has begun. As the streets were clear of the rebel fighters, seeing how drunk they were, it made it easy for cleanup. To the battle at the Senate build, while troops were clearing the streets, evacuating the streets, Izuku and Gilliman fought their way to the building. Izuku, go check on him. I'll hold the line with the guards here. Charges into the enemy. Gilliman, stay safe. Izuku, once the area clear, head to other areas and help. Izuku nods his head, hearing his brother as he rushes into the building to check on his adopted father. For 3 days, Izuku defended the building from multiple attacks using his halberd and the bolter he was given to hold off the rebels. Sadly, during the defense, Koner has passed on, infuriating Gilliman to see his second father to him die. He rushes out the building and attacked the rebels. Another week passed, and finally the rebellion was quelled. The aristocrats that started the way due to jealousy of Koner were publicly executed. Returning to the Senate building, thousands of citizens gather and kneel to him. Choosing this moment, he assumes the mantle of sole council of Macragge thanks to the population support. Changing the old ways, he began to fix Macragge where hard work will get you further. The farms of the elite were taken away and given to the people to provide land and shelter. Also starting to remake his planet armed forces to top condition with new well-equipped army. 1 year later, 837.M30. Gilliman POV. I have ruled the planet of Macragge for a year now, and it feels no different from when I came to the planet. We have flourished thanks to the new ships we have produced, bring in material and trade throughout the sector of other planets controlled by human settlements. Izuku had finally returned after his few months on another campaign in the Illyrium sector. Some of the natives there said a rebellion had happened, and he sent Izuku there to quell it and finally bring it to order. He was proud of the little warrior. Remember how small and frail he was when he arrives in the 40 millennium. But seeing how me and my other brothers are training him so well when he returns to his world, he will be a blessing to the heroes. I almost made sure he didn't slack in his studies or training, and his diplomatic skills, I might say, are more impressive than mine. He was making deals perfectly where it benefits both parties, not just one. His fighting style has also improved from learning to be a confident leader and commander. I have received reports that the North has finally been claimed and the warriors were ready to be part of our society. Finally, Macragge is united. 3 days later. As the people of Macragge going on their daily lives, it gets interrupted with the sounds of war drums in the air. The guards on towers look at the direction and spotted the banner of Macragge showing it was Isizuku and his forces coming back from the long campaign. The people cheer, and Gilliman was informed about the return. The streets were lined with civilians, windows and roofs were set upon for the army to enter. Gilliman stood at the entrance of the Senate building as he awaited his little brother, but he has a special guest with him as well in a hooded outfit. Guard, open the gates, let Isizuku and his men in. The guard presses the button to open the gates as the people cheer for their hero return, bringing him his army to the cheers and love of the people of Macragge. Along with him was the leaders of the warriors of Illyrium to pay their respect to Gilliman and be his warriors. Arriving an hour later at the Senate building, the warriors, the Illyrium warriors, and Isizuku all bow to Gilliman. Isizuku, Lord Gilliman, the war is over. The Illyrium warriors surrender their land, will be part of Macragge in good faith. The leaders are here with some of their warriors for your army. Gilliman, thank you, Isizuku. You have finally brought peace to our world. We can finally now be able to help our father continue his quest to unite humanity. Isizuku, it was an honor, and I thank you, Lord Gilliman, for helping me become what I am after these years of training. I hope father proud of both of us. Gilliman looks to his left and signal the guest to approach. Removing his hood, the crowd is shocked, and they all slowly start to kneel, keeping their heads down. Emperor of mankind, arise, my son, you have done while supporting your brother Gilliman. Isizuku hears the voice and looks up to see his father, the emperor, rising slowly, walking towards him. He gives him a hug, and he returns one. The people erupt in cheer as Gilliman raises high sword. Isizuku his halberd, finally signaling peace on Macragge, and the next step can be taken. Isizuku data log 837.m30. My time here in Macragge is done. After everything I done, brother Gilliman has informed me that he has nothing left to teach me. He already informed some of his space forces to begin supplying my ship with enough fuel, food, and a project the Emperor has brought with him known as a stasis field chamber, so I may rest on my journey to the next planet of Baal, home of Brother Sanguinis. I've read reports on the planet, and already with the help of a member of the Mechanicus fixed my suit to avoid radiation of any kind. I was ready to head to Baal. As I pass by the planet known as the Jewel of Macragge, I enter the stasis field chamber and ask the servo skull that's been with me to activate it, ordering it to wake me up when we are near Baal. I hope that I can dream or try to find a way to see how my friends are back in my world, but I will return to them one day and I'll defend them with my life. We march for Macragge, and we show no fear. In data log. Isizuku data log 837.m30. It has been a month since I left Macragge. I had a lot on my mind at the moment, especially about the question father asked me. It got me thinking, am I really for a task like this? Am I ready to lead a legion on my own? I've been thinking about it since I entered the status chamber, but I think I know my answer when I meet my father again. Now, since I've woken, I had begun my daily workout, was not going to slack, just because I've slept for a month, practicing the bolter on my targets in the training room, while using robotic drones to sharpen my halberd skills. I also had kept up with the advancement of father, seeing him gather more of his sons that went missing and planets along the way to continue the conquest. Reports have come in as well to keep me updated on the situation on Baal and Deliverance, where Brother Corvus is. Corvus is helping with a rebellion by the people to overthrow the dictatorship of the planet. For now, Baal is the next challenge in the reports. Radiation on the planet is causing problems for the civilians. I've been working on a way to fix that problem, but I'm not ready for it yet to be deployed. Now, as I make my descent to my brother Sanguini's camp, I have two things to ask him when I arrive. 2 hours later. Isizuku POV. Landing near the tribal camp that he was with, known as the Folk of Pure Blood. Arriving on the outskirts and saw the guards. They look at me with caution, wondering if I was an enemy of another tribe or a friendly, until a man wearing red armor, as tall as Brother Vulcan, came to them. Sanguinius, let him through. He, my brother, goes and hugs him. I'm glad you arrive, Isizuku. Look how much you have grown from the child you were when you arrive. Isizuku, thank you, Sanguinius, and look at you, the shiny angel. Your reports and father said you were. How has it been living in this landscape? I read about it and was thinking of ways to help. Sanguinius, I see your brain capacity has grown, but interesting. Please follow me through the campsite and to my tent so we can discuss this. Isizuku begins to follow his brother through the camp, while stopping sometimes to check the civilians to treat and heal their wounds. Anyway, he was able to. Entering Sanguini's tent, they both sat down and began to discuss what been happening during their time. Isizuku, That is a lot to take in, Sanguinis, but I'm glad that you and the other members are doing well. Is it true, by the way, that you unlocked some kind of foresight? When I was looking over the reports, I noticed that with Father while others didn't. Sanguinius: yes, I do, but I do not understand it well either or enjoy knowing what might happen or how I can use it. Izuku: reminds me of my uncle Mirai. His quirk in my world is called foresight. Lets him see another person's future in a third-person view after touching and making eye contact. He able to read movements to be able to dodge it easier, also able to see in a person's future as well. Sanguinius: that is interesting. To use foresight to predict a person's attack, maybe I can work on that and teach you as well. It might benefit for both of us anyway to train that to help. Izuku: believe me or not, I may know a way, and it can involve the people here to help us as well, and I see materials around the area that can be used. Give me a day to get the stuff ready. As Izuku got up and bowed to his brother, leaving the tent, and began to work on the device to help him and his brother train foresight together. The sounds of hammer hitting metal, the continuous hitting of metal and iron causing sounds to scare the wildlife and whatever else is out there away from the camp, keeping it safe. As the sun rises and everyone in the camp wakes up, they spotted a new portion of the camp dug up in a circle with weird machines there. They also saw a weird-looking ball next to the machines that surround the pit. Sanguinius walks down near the pit and see Izuku finishing his work, seeing how hard he work on this project. Izuku: a brother, just on time. Come, let me show you how we shall train. In my world, we had machines that shoot projectiles like a baseball or football that help athletes get better in their catch or swing. Sanguinius: don't know what any of those are, but I'll go with it. Izuku: I'll explain more later, but for now stand in the middle of the pit. Starts turning the machines on. Sanguinius: alright, flies down to the middle as he sees Izuku turns on all the machines. What are you doing, brother? What do you plan to do with these machines? Izuku: well, you're about to find out. Think fast. Slides a ball into the machine, and it fires towards Sanguinius. Sanguinius saw it coming and dodged the ball, wondering what the hell was that, until he heard the noise again and dodges again, wondering what the hell was going on as more ball come his way. He keeps dodging, trying not to get hit at all. Izuku running around the machines loading up ball, and they shot at his brother as he kept dodging till he all out. Sanguinius finally able to take a breath of air, look at his brother with an angry snarl, while he sees Izuku, giving him a smug look, holding his laughter. Sanguinius: what the hell was that? Why the hell did you almost finish me with this weird contraction? Izuku: in my time, Dad told me Grandpa Torino said this was an exercise to teach him to predict his enemy movements and predict what they might do, basically a form of foresight. So I thought, why not try it on you? BR gets hits with a ball thrown by Sanguinius. Sanguinius: looks like you will be using it too. Ha laughs, seeing his brother on the floor. Izuku waking up from the hit laugh with his brother, and they began to plan their training together until their father arrives. Both taking the time to plan how to use foresight better for Sanguinius, and Izuku learning his own style of foresight, where vision won't always be there to help him. Izuku also plans to help Sanguinius make it better for his people by working on a way to get rid of the radiation and making more suits for his warriors so they can travel out for more supplies. Time skip 8:39.M30. Sanguinius POV. 2 years has passed since Izuku arrival, and things have gotten much better for our group. Thanks to the training, I was about to predict movements and attack well, and use my foresight in a way of defense and attack. Using this advantage will make me a better warrior and leader for my people, and it has helped me with my future side, as well, making me have a clearer mind to understand situations in the future. Sadly, on one vision, I saw myself dying to what looks to be my brother. Hours something must have happened to him to cause that. I remember talking to Izuku about it, and he gave me wisdom that will stick to me till the end. Flashback. Sanguinius: Sai Izuku, may I speak to you? It's important. Izuku: stop using the forge, and looks at him. What's wrong, brother? You seem troubled. Come sit by the fire and tell me. Izuku puts more woods on the fire to keep them both warm, and him and Sanguinius take a sit near it. Sanguinius: I had another vision, brother, but this one was when I saw hurt me and will hurt us as a family as well. I saw brother ours who you beefily met come to Terra, but not as a son, as an enemy. Came to kill father like something had possessed him to do so. Sanguinius: I was there with a group of guardsmen doing our best to stop him from entering the palace, and when they fell I was alone and fought him myself, but, in the end, he overpowers me and unalives me. I don't know what to do to stop it, but if I am to meet my end there, I will do so with all my might. Izuku, that is troubling, brother. You should tell father, but when it comes to your vision, the future is never set, brother. You can always change it to make it better. Never let what you saw control your destiny. Izuku, and when it comes to your death, I wouldn't let that happen, and yourself shouldn't let that happen. You are a strong warrior, brother, and with the training you had, you will be able to see Horus movements before he strikes. Izuku, but I swear on my halberd. Sanguinius slams it on the ground, cracking it. I'll be there to save you, and stop Horus myself if I have to. Sanguinius looks at his brother and gives him a big hug, saying thank you for the help, as both continue to enjoy the evening planning their next move, which is moving the tribe away from the away to a new one that Izuku spotted days ago. They prepare the tribe for the move while also getting ready to defend themselves if needed, due to scouts also spotting some mutants walking around. The next day, early in the morning, the tribe is packed and ready to move out, with scouts helping lead the way with Sanguinius in the front and Izuku in the rear for protection. Beginning their journey though the radioactive lands, they are cautious and the tribe members scare, but Sanguinius and Izuku promise to keep them safe. Hours have passed, and the coast is all clear until a loud snap was heard. The group stop as some tribesmen set up in defensive position with the small guns that Izuku had made for them. Izuku, what was that? Pulls out halberd slowly. It sounded like an animal I never heard of. Sanguinius, no, it sounds more human-like. Looks around and sees something moving. Something is here. Get ready. Izuku takes out sword. Izuku and Sanguinius ready themselves for the unknown threat, hearing weird noises surrounding them until they heard a scream from one of the tribe's women. Looking at the direction, he screams that they saw a horde of mutant people. They look vicious, hungry, and ready to finish everyone. Izuku take his stand in front of where they will attack, ordering the tribe's man to prepare to fire their weapons to defend their families. Izuku, brother, stay with them. I'll hold this group off. Men, fire at will. Do not worry about hitting me. My armor will protect me from your shots. Charges the mutants, while some men fire their weapons to take some out. The mutants began their charge, being shot and losing some forces as Izuku slams his halberd down to kill some mutant and continue to swing it around, slaughtering the mutant. Sanguinius, seeing Izuku handle the group, was a little relieved about the situation till he heard more mutants coming from his side. Hundreds of mutants come from a hill heading towards the group, ready to finish them. Sanguinius upset about how his people were being targeted by these monsters. He felt an anger burn inside him as he spread his wing and charges at the mutants, slaughtering them left and right. Few hours have passed, and what remains the force is nothing. All the mutants that attack were gone. Izuku, breathing heavy, look around to make sure no enemies were left, turning around to see his brother struggling. He felt pure rage leaking from him as he put his halberd up and block an attack from him, causing the ground to quake a little. Izuku, brother, calm yourself. It's over. The attack is over, holding Sanguinius at a standstill. Sanguinius, overpowering Izuku a little, pushing him back. Izuku, I said enough. Punches Sanguinius hard with his fist, knocking him down. Are you there, brother? Are you okay? Sanguinius shakes his head, breathing hard. Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, Izuku, I didn't mean to. Izuku, I know, brother, I know the tribe, and I don't, and will never see you any different. Gives him a hug, but I think we need to see what that rage was. Once we settle in our new camp, they'll see what it was about. As Sanguinius learned something new about himself, it had an effect on him, where he made himself better for his people and rose up to lead them as a commander and leader, leading his tribe to a new land where they will make their capital for the world. Months later, leading a successful campaign against the mutants, wiping them all out, clearing the way for Baal to begin its evolution. Time skip 8:43.M30. Sanguinius POV. 5 years has passed since that day. 5 years of prosperity and peace on Baal and the newly conquered Baal Prime. Sanguinius was an excellent leader with Izuku by his side, helping him in any way to keep the peace and make the people happy. Thanks to Izuku and his diplomatic skill he gains from Brother Gilliman, trade was established between neighboring systems, bringing supply and wealth to Baal. In these 5 years I have also learned what happened on that dreadful day. It seems my gene seed had caused it with my thirst for blood as well. Documented as the red thirst, it gives a boost of power to the bearer, but at the cost of losing their senses and mind, and may succumb to black rage. I was afraid when I was told about this. It meant that each of my future sons may bear the same curse. Thankfully, Izuku was there to help me remain calm and help me talk to father about the problem. When we established contact with our father over the Vox, we discover that he was near our system. We inform him on the planets that join us so no harm can be done. He was grateful for the information, but also was concerned about the face that Sanguinius was making. Vox channel. Sanguinius. Father, there is something we must inform you of. Although Izuku been doing his best, I discovered a flaw in my gene seed. Though it gave me incredible strength, it also almost made me kill Izuku and require a taste for vital fluid. Izuku has had the effects happen to him, but he didn't lose control or rage like I did. Emperor of Mankind. First, I'm glad you told me this, my son. I would never purposely put you in danger or make you a danger to anyone. Secondly, this is matter. I actually knew a little bit about it when you were with me, but in honesty, though it was you being a rebel, I apologize, my son, for not taking it seriously. Back then, Emperor of Mankind. But in the time of my conquest, I have been working on a way to curse you with Malcador and other tech priests. We believe we have found the cause of the gene seed flaw and created a way to fix it so your future sons won't get it. Sanguinius. Thank you, Father, for understanding. Though you would be disappointed in me for this. Emperor of Mankind. I would never be my son, yes. Each son may be different and have flaws, but I will never be disappointed in any of you. Sanguinius smiled at his father's response. As they continue to talk about what has been happening in the system of Baal, the Emperor was very impressed and happy to see it flourish under his son's leadership and Izuku advisory. Sanguinius did mention one more thing to his father, asking him to speak privately with him when he arrives, until they both heard a crash behind them, with both looking at the direction, seeing Izuku slowly sliding down the wall. Emperor of Mankind. What was that? It looks like Izuku just crashed into a wall, and are those wings on his back look shock. Sanguinius. Up by Father and Vox. Brother, we in the deep end now. He just saw you with your wings. Izuku. Well, we going to get our butts kicked, huh? Sanguinius. At least he knows about the rage, and said he may have found a way to fix it. That's if we live from getting our butt kicked. Izuku. That's good. Now how about we go train to try to win against Father? Sanguinius. I believe that's good idea. Help him up. Let's go. Few days have gone by as they both continue their hard training skills in combat, but also their foresight. Now being able to predict each other moves before they strike, as they battle for hours till one was able to finally hit the other. 3 days later. 3 days of preparation are finally completed, from the streets being cleaned to banners being set. The Emperor was finally making his way to Baal. Slowly descending to the planet, the Emperor finally gets to see a first glance of Baal. Reading before that it was a death planet, a wasteland, he wonders how his son survived. Finally breaking the cloud line, he was shocked to see the planet was full of life, of fauna and beautiful cities. The planet looks like it did before the ancestors destroyed it. It shocked the Emperor and the people on the ship as they were being guided to a docking bay by escort craft. Landing at the bay, the custodians exit first to secure the platform as the Emperor walks out to get a better sight. 2 guards walk and bow to the Emperor, seeing that they follow Izuku ways, asking him and his company to follow, leading them to special craft that will bring them to one of the greatest sights on Baal. A massive natural amphitheater that had been carved from Mount Seraph by the Baalite tribes to serve as a central meeting place. The escort and the Emperor craft lands at the bottom of it as people are there bowing to the presence of the Emperor as he slowly makes his way up, seeing banners raise in the Emperor colors till he finally sees the top. Taking the final steps to enter the amphitheater, he spots his sons on one knee ready to meet their father, but the Emperor was shocked seeing Sanguinius in beautiful new golden armor, and Izuku in a new armor, representing each legion he trained with, making it perfect for him. But the new thing that surprised the Emperor was the wings that came out his back, matching with his hair color, but with gold tips at the bottom. Sanguinius/Izuku. Welcome, Father, to Baal. We are ready to serve you. Both kneel and bows. Emperor of Mankind. Arise, my children. Sees them get up and hugs themes. It's so good to see you both again. And Sanguinius, you have done an amazing job with this planet. I remember from time past this was a death world, but you both have turned it into a prosperous world. Sanguinius. I couldn't do it without Izuku. His time in the forge to help construct the necessity to build the world. His intelligence, as well, is outstanding. He was able to use the fauna and other materials to make a formula to bring back the grass and to clean the water for our people to survive. Emperor of Mankind. Interesting, I suppose you still have the details of the formula son. Izuku. I do, father, written down and documented in my log. Would you like a copy? Emperor of Mankind. I would, my son, thank you, but now, my sons, are you ready to join me in the crusade to bring humanity back together? And Izuku, have you thought about the answer for what I have asked you? Sanguinius. Yes, father, me and the people of Baal are ready to join you. May I make a speech to them? Also, may I speak to you privately afterward? Emperor of Mankind. Go ahead, son, make your speech, and yes, we can talk, my boy. Sanguinius stands in front of his people as they look up to their leader, hearing a beautiful speech about how his father will lead them to glory, to peace and security as he has, and how he will unite everyone as one empire, flying high in the sky, spreading his wings, and showing a calm glow coming from them with a roar that can be heard around the planet. The people cheer for the speech and rush to begin preparation to help the emperor. Izuku. A brilliant speech, brother. It got the people fired up and ready to help father. Sanguinius. Thank you, Izuku. You have been a great help as well. Even with what happened years ago, you show me to have more confidence, to be a better person and a better leader for my people. I can never repay you for that. Izuku. It's what brothers do, watch and care for each other. Emperor of Mankind. He is right, son, like how you help your brothers during the unification wars. Now for two things I must inform you both on. Sanguinius/Izuku. What is it, father? Emperor of Mankind. Well, first we have developed a formula with what Izuku had sent us to fix the flaw in your gene seed. Sanguinius. Are you serious, father? My sons of my legion won't be cursed like me. Emperor of Mankind. No, my son, they won't be. I told you I would help you, and I will never fail my sons. I'll do everything I can within my power. Sanguinius had tears in his eyes, cause now he knows his sons won't be cursed or judged because of it, and he feels a hand on his shoulder, seeing Izuku smile at him. Turning his head, he sees his father smile at him as well. Emperor of Mankind. Now for the second things on the list. Cracks both knuckles. When were you going to tell me Izuku had wings? Both Sanguinius and Izuku look at their father and then each other and decided to do what they would plan. Turning a full 180, they began to run away from their father, jumping off the ledge of the amphitheater, spreading their wings, and flying as fast they can to escape their father. The emperor looks at his sons, and what they did, laughing a little before chasing after them to punish them. Izuku date log 843.m30. Baal, a death world, turns into a world meant for its people, and Imperium cause was an experience I will never forget. From survival skill learning on a death planet, to bringing it back to its former glory, to learning a way of foresight that will benefit me and my brother in the future. Now it's time for Sanguinius to lead the people of Baal to glory with our other brothers in this grand crusade, and I finally have the answer I will give to my father, but first I must survive this mouse and cat game, and hopefully survive after my getting my butt kicked by father. If I make it through the beating, I will head to Deliverance to help brother Corvus and the people there take over for the Imperium good. Now time to fly before oh no. Izuku data log 843.m30. 4 months has passed since leaving Baal and the training brother Sanguinius gave me. Surviving the beat down our father gave to the both of us for hiding my wings and not informing him. It was funny but painful, but afterwards he was impressed by the wings and said they look very good on me. Beautiful shade of green with some golden tips at that bottom of them, similar to Sanguinius. Now on the travel to the moon known as Lycaeus, a moon that is near the forge world of Kiavar, a mining world where the criminal trash and people who haven't met their quota in the forges are sent here to work till the death mining the resources. They were heavily guarded by overseers who were run by the ruling Mechanicum tech guilds, forcing them to work till basically their death, with accidents finishing many workers and children health and poor status due to the pollution, many of them not surveying past a certain age. Corvus informed us that he had landed on Lycaeus, snuck in, and pretended to be one of the workers, learning, studying the patterns of guards, stealing weapons and ammo, teaching the prisoners how to fight and work in the shadows. Corvus reminds me of Uncle Izawa, cunning, hiding in the shadows, and he does it to free the people. With the little training Uncle gave me before I came to this dimension, hopefully I can one day match Corvus' skill or mix it with Uncle's style to make my own. Now entering the drop pod I'm in. Need to find Corvus and help him free the people at what a hero would do. End log. 1 hour later. As Fireball flew through the skies, making it way to the surface, a strange man with a raven on his shoulder looked up to see it and knew who it was, as he orders some of the workers to come with him to the location where it might land. Finally hitting the surface, the pod doors open and Izuku stepped out and decided to find cover. Minutes passed, and he saw no scouts or patrol and decided to gather his belongings from the pod. Suddenly a snap was heard. Quickly turning around, pointed his bolter to the source, but was surprised. Izuku. Well, I'll be Corvus. Is that you, brother? And I'm guessing you brought some scouts with you. Corvus. Indeed, it is Izuku. It's good to see you come. We must move quickly. Guards usually come around this time to this area. Izuku. Very well, but first let me leave them a little gift. Goes back into the pop and sets up a bomb. All right, ready to go. Izuku follows Corvus and his scouts back to a secret storage location and heard an explosion. They all look at Izuku, who was whistling, going into the tunnel of the secret base. Corvus and the other look at one another and just went with it, heading to the base to begin planning the next stage. Entering the base, he sees that it's well organized with maps and patterns display of most of the guards. It also shows where ammo stashes are and what needs to be found and taken for the cause. Izuku. Amazing setup here, brother. Father was right about how stealthy you are in your movements, and amazing in information gathering. Corvus. Thank you, brother. Also, father had talk about me. Izuku. Yes, actually takes out a Vox box here. This is for you, for your eyes only. But for now, let us plan to free this people. Corvus nods and calls all his commanders to come for a meeting as they begin to plan attacks on the Tech Guild. Izuku pay attention closely, watching how Corvus inform his fights on ambush points, what to use, and when to strike. He explains the points of where to go after the attack to make sure no one gets captured. The goal of these plans to cause as much damage to the mining operation. The main goal for all of this is to raid the local ammunition and weaponry stashes. With distraction, it will let Corvus and others to grab them for the fighters. Izuku asks if he can join in the raid to watch and learn from the fighters. Corvus agrees and told everyone to prepare for the operation. Corvus then exits the room and heads to his chambers created for his, putting the Vox on the table. Taking a deep breath, he turns on the Vox to watch the message father gave him. Emperor of Mankind. Hello, my son. I hope you've been doing well leading your rebellion. I want to say I am proud of you taking a small group of people, turning them into your own. Just know it will take me time to get to you due to how the distance is from one side of the galaxy to the next, but just know this: you are not forgotten, you will never be forgotten, and I will get to you quickly as I can so we can talk properly. Emperor of Mankind. I have sent some supplies, ammo, weapons, and food to help you and your fighter continue your fight, and also teach Izuku your ways. He had informed me that he respects you for fighting against tyranny, but also you remind him on his uncle stealthy and cunning. Maybe you can help continue that training. Emperor of Mankind. I miss you, son. I will be with you and your brother after we finish this sector. Until then, lead them, well, be the raven that you were during the unification's wars, and be their hope for a better future under our Imperium. And Vox. Corvus thought about the message and was happy that his father still loves and cares for him and is sending supplies to help him. He thought that his father had forgotten him in this forsaken world, but in reality, he was always thinking of him, and now he will make his father proud by freeing the people of Lycaeus. Stepping out his chambers, he sees the rebels all ready and heading to their positions for the attacks as Izuku walks up and hands him his weapon, making the signal the attack was about to begin, and there will be no mercy for the enemies of the Raven Lord. Time skip. 39 years. Corvus POV. 39 years. 39 long years have passed, but finally the planet of Lycaeus was finally won, fighting in the shadows, striking when necessary, destroying factories and mines, but it's finally over. Lycaeus is finally free. The people were celebrating for the long-lasted victory with drinks and cheers, as I stand watching them finally able to relax after so long. Many friends were lost along the way. The ones that hit me the hardest was the group of people that first discovered me, but I will never forget them. Izuku was an amazing help in these times, fighting with the rebels, learning to hide in the shadows, striking without making a noise. He led many missions to destroy factories and free prisoners, although some were criminals that had deserved to be there, but understanding the situation, Corvus needed every man with skills he can get. Now it's time to make my legions. Izuku gave me a good name for them, known as the Raven Guard, due to the fact I have a raven with me most times. I found it amusing but agree with it, and with that out of the way, now it's time to begin Phase 2, making the guilds completely surrender. Corvus. Izuku, come with me for a second. I have to talk to you with the commanders about Phase 2. Izuku. Very well, brother goes with him to the command room. Izuku, now around his 60s, has grown into a fine young man and commander. He leads the forces under Quirkless with precision and care, also going back for those who were injured. He also had learned a new technique which Quirkless had learned as well. It will help them be experts in stealth and sabotage. His close-range combat has also improved move getting used to weapon his brother uses known as lightning claws. The swiftness of his strike with the claws flow like a shadow, is what Quirkless says. Quirkless. Izuku, commanders, after so long we finally won the planet. It cost many lives, but we must not give up on the final goal. The next stage of our rebellion is attack the Forge world itself, but sadly we don't have enough ships to get there and back safely. Izuku. I believe there's a solution for that. At the Raven Spire there was an underground hangar. There should be enough ships there to get in and out after causing a ton of damage. Quirkless. How fast can you get those ships prepared for flight? Izuku. Give me 2 days. Me and some of the remaining engineers can get these birds ready for flight. Quirkless. Good, get started as quickly as possible. Izuku gives him a nod, calling all engineers to follow him to the sub-levels to fix the bird for flight. Quirkless. Commanders, get supplies ready for the birds to carry and the bombs that Izuku improve as well. Bring the best men and women we have. It's time to take the fight to them. Commander Icarus. Yes, my lord. Il gets the elite night ravens for this mission. We shall strike in the dark and hide in the shadows. Quirkless. Very good. Have our supply captain get you guys set up on the ships. Izuku finish building. Then we begin our strike to free not only Kiavar, but the entire sector. Let us show what our new planet of Deliverance and its forces are made of. The troops in the room cheer, and the base as well, due to Quirkless not knowing. Izuku put the speaker on. He was proud of how his brother had become the great leader he was. He had a feeling this was his father's plan to bring confidence into Quirkless. He just needed a little kick to do it. 2 days later, Quirkless walks in front of the ships, all ready and armed with missiles and smoke bombs to provide cover for the teams. He also inspected the troops, all in special light black armor for to move quickly into the shadows and strike in silence. Quirkless was proud of his men and women under him, especially after what they named the Spire they took over years ago. They called it Raven Spire, future home of the Raven Guard Astartes Legion. Quirkless then walks in front of his troops while they ready for this speech. Quirkless. Men and women of the Rebellion Army. After so long of fighting for our freedom, we finally did it, and now it's time to take the fight to our former masters. We must give them no hope, no mercy as they did to us. We must destroy their factories, steal the weapons and ammo caches, free any workers that are tired to continue our advance against them. Quirkless. Although we are outnumbered, but their own person army and overseers. We must not give up hope. Remember the skills that we have learned here. Remember the tactics with your leaders to use against the enemy, and once we defeat them, peace will finally be with us. As the troops cheers, saying Quirkless' name over and over, he looks over to Izuku, who gives him a nod and shows support, as well, getting ready to go with his selective troops in their ship. He then gives a hand signal to begin the boarding and deployment of the men and women. Izuku looks at Quirkless and bows before he heads to his ship to deploy. Quirkless, staring at his men, seeing how serious they are, wonders how much more mature he has become and confident as a leader. Although he wonders why it's taking father so long to come. Maybe it's difficult planets on the way, but that is a though for another time. Right now it's time to bring justice to the world of Kiavar. Troops are loaded. Quirkless with his special squad is loaded in their transport ship as well. The takeoff procedures begin, and their ships take off, and thus head to the Forge world disguised as material. Ships carry supplies, but they are actually carrying bombs to the drop-off areas. 1 hour later, the transport ships finally made it into the atmosphere of the planet Kiavar, each one heading to a different target location as Quirkless contacts everyone one more time. Quirkless. Alright everyone, this is it. Prepare your jumps backs, activate your ship's bombs, and bail out to begin Operation Nevermore. Let the Emperor guide and protect all of you, and let us free our home once and for all. All the troops and Izuku cheer in their ships and scream out for the Emperor. Opening their hatches in their ships, they all jump out their ships, activating their new jump packs to head to the meeting points. Then the last person who was to leave the ship activated very high explosive bombs and set the ship to crash into their first targets. As the transport ships crash into their targets, huge explosions went off, destroying factories and stopping production in different areas. As the rebel armor took that as their symbol to begin the counter-offensive, not knowing how long it will take for them to complete the task of freeing the Wokers and having complete victory. 39 years later. 922.M30. Izuku POV. Finally, the last resistance surrenders. The remaining enemy's troops finally surrender after a rebellion. It was finally over. 39 years has passed since the first day we invaded Kiavar, and today at our feet lies the guild leaders of the planet as they surrender the planet to us. Many brothers and sisters were lost in this rebellion, but new ones were gathered and help us prevail in our victory. Corvus was an outstanding leader, bringing hope to the ones that were enslaved working in the planet factories, freeing them and bringing justice and pain to those who oppress. As the years went on, me and Corvus discovered that we had a special trait, that in situations that we couldn't lead the force in, we somehow learned that we were able to prevent people from seeing us. It was weird that we were right next to guards, and they couldn't detect us at all. We used this skill in order to free prisoners without being detective, gather rations, ammunitions, and explosives for our cause. Using the skills we acquired, we taught the others how to do it due to them being the future Astartes of the Raven Guard. They used the skills with precision and skill, showing no mercy to our enemies, destroying multiple factories, armor vehicles, and barracks that the Tech Guild troops were in. Now we finally receive news from our father that he is a few days out. We are slowing rebuilding everything that was destroyed, but lucky with him, near it will help us even more. 5 days later. Izuku had walked around the new one Kiavar, checking on the factories that were repair and making sure the workers there were working in safe conditions, also showing them ways to make improvements to their production lines. Then a call came into his Vox box. As he picked it up, it was Corvus with an important message. Corvus, Izuku come to the new capital building. Father has finally arrived with his fleet, and he is landing soon. Izuku, I'm on my way, brother. This gives me the chance to try out the new jetpacks I made for you and your legion. Gets into a stance and turns it on to start flying to the new capital building. Flying through Kiavar, he sees that people are actually more productive, and we're thankful that Corvus Ravens, as they were called, free them from their oppressor, and thanks to the new safety standards that Izuku had remembered from his Uncle David factories on Island, the output of war machines and materials increased tenfold. Also, the people had declared a new name for the moon of Lycaeus. They called it Deliverance in honor of their new won freedom and for the sacrifices of the people that fought for it. Now landing near the Capitol building, he rushes into the main hallway and main meeting chamber. Corvus, Izuku, there you are. You finally arrive. Father is making his way down in a transport. Izuku, very well, let us meet him with the people of the planet. As Corvus and Izuku prepare for the Emperor, a shuttle comes down in front of the building as people are lined up outside to witness the arrival of the Emperor of Mankind. As the shuttle landed in front of the building, the Emperor of the Mankind slowly walks out, looking at the crowd that is gathered. They bow their heads and gets on one knee to pay their respects to thee as he walks by them. Izuku and Corvus kneel down when their father finally reaches them. Corvus/Izuku. Greetings, father. Welcome to Kiavar. Both continue to look down. Emperor of Mankind. Rise your heads, my sons. I am glad you are both okay. I'm sorry that it took so long to arrive. Warp storms block certain routes. We also had to deal with a Xeno swarm that was actually heading over here. Orcs big and dangerous. They would have overrun the sector. Luckily, we fought them to defeat. Corvus. Understandable, father. I will get started on outer defenses for the sector so we can be better equipped for this situation. Izuku. Let me help as well. I have new idea for a space station that can self-sustain itself and have weapons that aren't too difficult, with some new fighters plans I've been working on. Emperor of Mankind. Interesting. Go ahead, Izuku. It seems you have a lot of ideas after so long of fighting and learning from your brothers. Izuku. Indeed, father, after 100 years there are a lot of things I can improve on for my legion and to help my brothers, if it wasn't for that rule on technology. It's what holding me back. Emperor of Mankind. Then Izuku, by my order and will, you are allowed to go future to advance technology how you see fit, since you are not from our time. Go crazy, son. If it helps with winning battles and helps you feel good, I'll allow it. Let it also be known that no one, even if I'm gone, that rule will stand. Do I make myself clear? Emperor Entourage. Yes, my emperor. Emperor of mankind. Mechanicus, how does the planet seem anything wrong its production and material gathering? Representative of the Mechanicus. No, my emperor, in fact, everything seems better than ever. I've never seen production and material levels this high. I wonder how. Corvus. It was all Izuku in his time with me from fighting the war and training. His intelligence increases dramatically. He created a formula that made the resources never run out. We have an unlimited supply of materials, and because of it, production is up 10x fold. The Mechanicus representative and the Emperor were shocked by this statement Corvus spoken. To see that Izuku could create such a formula. The representative looked at Izuku and went to him, bowing to him, asking if he could send some new recruits to be his personal Mechanicus. Izuku agreed with the approval of his father, so they will have the same protections as Izuku. A few hours go by after showing what Corvus and Izuku did to improve the planet from production to material. The population look happier than ever to work and support the Imperium better than other worlds. At the end of the tour of the planet, Corvus and Izuku look at their father waiting for his judgment. Emperor of mankind. My sons, I'm proud of what you have done for this planet freedom. You have my thanks and utmost admirations. Corvus, during the Unification's wars you were always worried about being a good leader. Now look at you, confident, strong, an amazing leader. The people admire you. Corvus. Yes, father, you are right, was scared to lead back then, but now I want to lead these people to more peaceful times, to free people from oppression and give them a chance to be free and serve the Imperium. Emperor of mankind. That is a good goal, my son, and I'll fully support it. And it seems Izuku has learned a lot from you. His strikes in close quarters seem better, and his stealth even scare. Conrad laughs a little. Corvus. He learns so much from each of us that train him. Cannot wait to finally see him fully trained after he done with you and grandfather Malcador. Emperor of mankind. Indeed, my son, indeed. As they both see Izuku using his new skills to spar with Rogel and Sanguinius, the Emperor is planning his training plan for Izuku. It might break him, but it will serve him good when he is returned to his world. For now, he has to get Izuku started on finding a home world for his legion and the sector around to provide everything he needs. Izuku data log 922.m30. My time on Kiavar and the newly named Deliverance, we have free the people, made it better for the workers in the factories on the planet. My stealth skills are almost on par as Corvus. I even somehow surprised brother Conrad, who is a master of stealth himself. The time has come to finish my final step in my training. That is most definitely going through hell with father and grandpa to help me with my warp powers. I also need to tell father about a dream I saw. I believe it's a vision on what is about to happen, and I must do my best to help prevent the outcome or change them for the better of the Imperium. Now, with father blessing, I can advance my legion in a way that might turn the outcome of what might happen in the future, and if it does, I'll do my best to be the hero and leader both dads see me as. After 100 of living, and I don't look old at all, I still never forgotten about home, and I wonder how they are doing. And I hope that they are doing okay. End data log. 2 years have passed since the disappearance of Izuku Yagi, son of Toshinori Yagi, also known as All Might. As heroes search day and night for him all over the country, and some world heroes were inspired by, like the protege of All Might, Star and Stripes, an American, and some other top heroes from South America, Europe, and Asia. As the search went on, the pieces of the device the villain had was gathered together and taken to lead scientists that were on Island. As they work on the device trying to figure out what it did, the company that designed it was investigated by police forces, but it all came to a stop due to the Hero Safety Commission. The Hero Safety Commission, one of the powerhouses of Japan Hero Society, told officers and the police force to stop doing their search for information on the belt the villain wore. This made the officers angry, and they informed All Might on the situation. This made All Might furious as he went on TV and informed the public on what they did. Let's just say the population have less trust in the Hero Safety Commission now more than before. This also did not sit well with All Might as he stormed into their office with Endeavor and the rest of the top 10 heroes as well. All Might, what is the meaning of this? Why aren't you letting the police do their investigation? Slams arm on the desk, cracking it a little. HSC President, why would waste resources on a quirkless piece of trash? We need to focus on getting the people to support us again and trust us. Don't you see that more important? All Might, my son is not a worthless piece of trash. He is Japan's next #1 hero. When he grows up, he will change the way society is and will bring better future for Japan. HSC Grunt 1. He nothing but a worthless space in society, and I will tell you all this. You are ordered to stop this pathetic chase, get back to working with us, and focus on being a hero representing us. Endeavor. You can take that order and shove it up your rear. I don't care how long it takes to find my nephew, but I will keep looking for him, even if other gives up. All Might. There's nothing you can do to change that. I understand that our friends here need to continue their work, and I will not stop them from leaving the search to do so. But you will not tell me to stop looking for my son, and I will never be a pawn to your corrupt system. HSC Grunt 2. You will be a pawn to US, and if you do not listening, we are going to expose your quirk to the world and watch as villains go after you with US doing nothing to stop them. HSC Priestent. Now what are you going to do now, huh? All Might. Not even you can stop US, since we know that secret. All Might grind his teeth together until a huge bang opened the door to the meeting. They see the Prime Minister, a hero from the USA, which shocks then, seeing it was stars and stripes. The last person is someone that actually made them quake in their shoes. It was the IHC, also known as the International Hero Commission. They are the one that gives the power to hero agency all over the world and make sure they follow the orders and guidelines. But if one fails, they will bring down the wrath of 1,000 suns to destroy the people and their career. IHC representative. I see that you are threatening of the greatest hero to ever come to heroism. Now I wonder what the hell is wrong with you all. This man lost his son, and you are threatened him in front of me and the Prime Minister. Prime Minister. This will not go unpunished. I will make sure of that, and the Emperor will know as well, for he does support All Might in his search for everything he has done. IHC representative. Indeed, and I'll make sure to report this as well to the heads of the IHC. They will inform the Commission here about their punishment. Now, let us head out. Miss Stripes, you were given permission to help All Might help for a few months before you have to head back to USA. As Star gave a nod in approval, the heroes left the office and kept on with their search for All Might's son, making sure to follow any lead about the technology, the people involved with the company, making the belt anything they can reach their hands on. As this was going on, the three friends that stuck with Isizuku have still not recovered from their sorrow and sadness of Isizuku disappearing. The school they attended was shut down, and the teachers and principal were arrested and charged with quirk discrimination, child endangerment, neglect of child safety. The Hero Commission tried to get their charges dropped, but the judge for the case wasn't having any of it, and there went to a maximum sentence of 50 years in prison, teaching license revoked and blacklisted. The three of them enter a private school funded by All Might that helped them improve their grades and their combat skills with their quirks, but in the end, it still wasn't enough because they were missing their brother and crush in arms. During this time, Bakugo and Tokoyami did stop the bullying of two students, and they were expelled from the school. The new friends were Isuka Kendo and Kinoko Komori. They were thankful for saving them and joined the little friend group in their training. Although the group has gotten bigger, one person was still very sad, and when she arrives at home, let her tears drop visiting the shrine in her home. Ibra. Izuka, tears coming from her. Please come home. I missed you so much. I wish I was stronger at that time to defend you. Your father gave me a letter you wrote, and I have an answer. Flashback 4 days after Izuka disappear. The children are all in Toshi's new home after leaving Inko and Izumi. He invited them over to give them an update on the search for Izuku. Although the kids were still upset and saddened, they were hoping the talk will give them at least good news on the whereabouts of Izuku. Tashinori. Hello everyone, I just want to thank you for coming over. I'm sad to say that there isn't any news of yet of Izuku being found, although my friend David is working on the device the villain had. The kids putting their heads down, all depressed with tears coming down their eyes. But Toshi went up to each of them and gave them a tight hug, telling them all not to give up hope. He will find him no matter how many years it takes him. Tashinori. Miss Ibra, there was something inside my son's book bag that day. It was addressed to you. Ibra. Really, sir? What was it, if you don't mind me asking? Toshi takes out the box from behind his seat and passes it to Ibra. Slowly taking the box, she opens it and see it was 3 small packets of seeds and a letter addressed to her. Taking the bags out, she saw it was 3 rare flower seeds that she always wanted to grow. Dutchman's pipe cactus, chocolate cosmos, and the Franklin tea flower. Ibra was shocked because these are 3 rare plant seeds to find and was wondering how Izuka got them. She looks at the letter and opens it, reading it out loud so everyone can hear. Dear Ibra, How are you? I hope this early birthday gift surprise you in case Izumi and her gang try to beat me up before I can sneak this to your table. I secretly ask Uncle David to help me with this cause of a line of question that have been bothering me. I explain to him how every time we talk hang, or you help me heal from my wounds, my heart beats faster and I get sad when you move away. He laughs and then explained that it was a thing called a crush, feelings for you because I like you and he told me to take my time to court you. So my question, even though we are 6, may I begin a courtship so in the future we can be a couple? P.S. Don't tell my dad cause Uncle David said he was bad when he courted his first crush and the video of it was hilarious. Ibra read the letter over and over again and burst into tears hearing what he did for her birthday and to begin a courtship. Her parents look at her and told her when he returns, they would accept him with open arms, but it's only up to you. Take your time to think about it. But Kugo and Tokoimi also agreed to take her time to make her decision. Sadly, no one noticed Toshi in the corner crying from the secret of how bad he was in courting reveal and vow to beat David when he sees him. In flashback, Ibra, tears spilling from her eyes, and she candles for the shrine. My answer is yes, Izuku, I will wait for you for as long as I need to. My heart won't belong to another. As she kept on crying at the shrine, she made for him as the boys in their homes are crying and praying at their home shrines to Kami that Izuku makes it back to them. Toshinori being hit the most by this because he feels he failed his son and didn't act faster. He puts all the blame on himself, but he keeps telling himself that he will make it up to him when he returns and help him become what he wanted to be, the #1 hero. As for Inko and Izumi, the divorce and disownment really affected them badly. Inko lost her standings in the top 10 heroes and dropped down to currently 100, which was one of the biggest low for her. Losing her sponsor from multiple companies took away her cash flow harshly, but HSC was there to back her up and start a campaign to bring her back into the top 10 ranks. Now she home waiting for Izumi to return from school, planning how she going to hurt her useless ex-son Izuku. Izumi life turned into shambles as school all over Japan learned what she did thanks to her former father exposing what her and her friends did. Students and staff did their best to not be influenced by her and ignore her existence. She and her group of friends were furious and met up to talk about it. Izumi, this suck. We are seen as villains to the people of this pathetic country, even though we did nothing wrong, but our right to treat the quirkless like the trash they are. Shoto, you're right, it's unfair they are punishing us like this because of our right. We have quirks, we have the power, we should do whatever we want. When they find Izuku, I will make ice spikes and stab him in place. Sakura, Shoto's sister. Sakura, I will burn him to a crispy and make sure he suffers for all the pain of the training and this dumb community service we got due. Hilda, when they find him, I'll make sure he apologizes to us for making us suffer, then we'll kick him over and over to make him learn his place, that he will never be a hero, just a worker to us to do our bidding. Does random hand chops. Katsumi, I'm going to blow a hole through his body when I see him again. How dare he do this to the future #1 heroine. As Katsumi and Izumi argue about who will be the #1 hero, the others in the group all start agreeing about torturing Izuku when he returns. Burn with acid. Kirishima is saying he's going to use his quirk on him, with Shiro tying him up so they can use him as a piñata. Sato and Shoji going to use their quirk and natural strength to crush him and watch him scream in pain. They girls, on the other hand, are thinking of what they're going to do to him in the bedroom, all agreeing to share him and force him to give them children so he can stay home and raise them, but get rid of the ones that are born quirkless. Sadly, their fun was ruined by a voice they all dreaded and didn't want to hear come out their quirk suppressive cuffs. It was none other than the rat god himself. Nizu, I bet you all didn't know that I can hear you talk about what you plan to do my nephew, and I have it all recorded now. You will receive more hours of community service and clean all of UA and the training fields with a toothbrush as punishment. Nizu, as well, this will be your final warning about threatening my nephew. If any, and I mean any of you touch him, you will all be sent to the deepest pits of Tartarus, and I will make you suffer each day there. Now get to UA to begin cleaning. As they groan and get even more mad at Izuku, Nizu turns off the communication and walks out of his office, heading to a secret location in UA that not a single teacher knows about. Entering the secret code, he enters an elevator that leads to a secret chamber. Traveling down, waiting for it to reach the floor, he takes out a small blade and sharpens it slowly. As the elevator arrives at the floor, the door of the elevator opens, stepping out of it, and flicks the switch on the wall. The room had 9 people locked in chains over a symbol that was gothic-looking, a symbol that made the people locked in the chains fear for their lives. As Nizu was standing next to the next person, he begins to chant in a language that no one could understand except him. Nizu, speaking in High Gothic, I ask for an audience with my old master, the Lord of Change, the Weaver of Destinies, slices the first person neck open and moves on to the next. Nizu, take these 9 sacrifices as my offering, people with knowledge beyond others, slices the second person neck. Nizu, to gain the knowledge to search for my nephew, to bring him home, I offer these souls in your name, third person neck is slice. As Nizu continues the prayer, he slices everyone neck till the vital fluid flows on the symbol itself, and a bright blue portal appears in the middle of the room. A creepy laugh was heard through the portal as a weird creature appeared from the other side. This being was known as the Chaos God Sench. Sench, well, hello little chimera, it's been centuries since you earned your freedom from my service and myself. What could it cause you to call my name? Nizu, hello master, and yes, it has been centuries since we last talked. And if I recall, I won my freedom from you fair and square, and in honesty you send me to this world was worth the risk. Sench, yes, now tell me why you have called me the Changers of Ways. Are you seeking to make a new pact with me, or are you looking for some knowledge? See Nizu's face react a little. Sench, I see it is knowledge you are seeking. What can my own little creation be searching for when I gave you the power to know all? Nizu, it's been 2 years since my nephew Isizuku has disappeared. I have failed him as an uncle, not watching over him and making sure he was safe before he vanishes. I can never forgive myself for letting his torture and pain going that long. Nizu, O Lord of Changed Sench, I beseech you, please, if you can help me find him, so I can bring him home and reunite him with his father, who deeply misses him and blames himself. If I have to pay a price for this, I will gladly. The god changed, seeing his former servant beg him to find his nephew something he never though he gets to see again in his time. But to see him actually care for others and beg for the safety to someone he sees as a nephew is new to him. Since he created him and his so-called brother Kairos Faith Weaver, they both show not to care for human life at all, but seeing how sending him to this world has changed the little chimera. Sench, very well Nizu, I shall help you look for this so-called nephew of yours. Now show me what he looks like, so I may have a clear vision. As Nizu shows a picture of a 6-year-old broken Isizuku, Sench feels bad for the child, wondering what had happened to him. Nizu explained the situation and he was furious, but he will not take his wrath upon his family, yet as he has planned for their future. Using his chaos magic, he begins to search for the life energy or the threads of destiny in his eyes. As the search began, he was expecting the thread to head into Nizu's world, but it didn't, and instead head out to the universe to a part of deep space. The threads ended up on a ship as it shows an image of who they were searching for. Isizuku, now a mature adult, fighting a golden warrior in front of 2 other members in the room. But both stopped and felt the presence of chaos, as so the other 2 people. Sench stopped using his power and now understanding why there was a great shift in the game. Isizuku was someone not meant for this world, and yet here, he is changing the ways of the great game. Sench, it seems your nephew is safe and sound, especially with that emperor by his side. Looks like he was training him to be a warrior. Nizu, I can't believe it, he alive, and what you mean not meant to be there? Sench, he not supposed to be in my universe. It has thrown the balance of the great game off, and it will change a lot of events that I have foreseen. This will be interesting to see, and I am excited to see where it leads. Haha. Nizu, is there a way to show what he has been up to during the time he was here? As Sench uses magic once more, showing the events of how he was found, how he became a Primarch, which even supposed the Lord of Change, Tio the planets, he has traveled to the battle he fought, and won the grief for the brother and sisters he lost in battle. Sench, there you are my chimera, you have your answers now. I must return to my realm and enjoy the change of the universe and the chaos it will bring. As the portal closes, Nizu stands there happy with what he has learned, that his nephew is fine and he became a mature man. Seeing the adventures and training he done, a comical laugh went throughout the room as Nizu can tell he will become a great hero or changer to the corrupt society they live in. He decided to keep the secret for himself for now until the time is right. Leaving the elevator, it slowly closes behind him with a him looking back, seeing a tint of blue with Sench emblem on his eye. Isizuku data vlog. 922.M30. After my time with Brother Corvus, it was time to begin the final part of my training. It was time to learn how to use my psyker powers from Grandpa Malcador and Father himself. I'm very scared and nervous cause they are the most powerful psyker of all humanity. Another son of his known as Mongus the Red is a powerful psyker as well, but due to the war, he doesn't have time to help me learn. Father also said I will complete my combat training by the time we find our last brother, but it will be more hell than what the warp will throw at me. I hope I live long enough to see the day when peace is achieved. Hopefully. End data vlog. 3 days later. Izuku wakes up from his chambers and put his new armor on to begin his training. Father told him to wear it at all times because it totals to almost 10 tons. He tells me this will help keep my strength up and build up my form. It hurt as hell when I first started, but he's slowly getting used to it. Now day 4 has come, and he starts to do his exercise push-up pull-ups and lifting a bar with 2 pieces of tank armor on it to continue to build his strength. As I finish my sets with the weight bars, I grab my halberd and begin my walk to my father chambers to begin another day or training. Entering the chambers, I see Brother Horace talking to Father that he should be paying attention to the campaign more than on my training. He informs Father that I would never achieve anything in this universe and should just be a servitor. Father was upset by this, and as he lifts his head up, he spotted me and told me to come in. Slowly walking into the room, Horace turns to stare at me as I stare back to him and kneel in front of Father. Izuku. Good morning, Father. Shall we begin my training today with combat, or shall Grandfather Malcador show me the ways of my Skyer powers again? Emperor of Mankind. Hello, my son. Today, we will be practicing with your combat before Malcador comes in the afternoon to help you train more. He is currently busy with a lead on how to send you back. Some forms of schematics were found on a machine that might send you back. Izuku. That is excellent, new father. I hope I'm not stressing out Gramps with this task. Emperor of Mankind. You are not my child, but for now I have brought someone to help you in your task today. He will. Horace slams his war mace on the ground, stopping his father from talking, and looks at Izuku. Horace, I do not know why Father wastes so much time on a future servitor as yourself, but he should instead be focusing on finishing this war and praising me and the others for the sacrifice we have done. Horace, if it was up to me, you would have been a servitor the minute you arrive, cause in honesty you look like a failure to lead, to win, and in life. Izuku, if you were to talk bad at me you are allowed to, but never interrupt Father when he is speaking. And for the matter of fact, he and I do care for the men that have died for our cause. I bet you couldn't name any of your men names that perish in your campaigns. Horace looks at Izuku and thinks of the names of his troops, but he didn't say anything. Izuku had proven him right, that he couldn't name any of his men that perish in the name of the Emperor and himself as the War Master. Horace, you dare disrespect me, your War Master. I should have you kill for that, but instead I'm going to show you to respect. Other grabs Izuku and tries to throw him. Izuku stands firm on the ground, shocking hours as no one has defined him before. Izuku grabs his wrist that was on his shoulder and starts to twist it slowly, making Horace struggling to keep it on his shoulder, but he starts to fail miserably. As the other brothers came into the room, they say what Izuku was doing. Some were going to help, but their father put his hand up and told them not to interrupt. Izuku squeezes his wrist more as a small crunching noise can be heard, as Horace fell on his knees, shocking his brothers, seeing him look weak. Izuku, you dare interrupt Father. You should be ashamed to call yourself a War Master. He put you in charge because he trusted you to lead the men into battle. He shows you respect and love when he first found you on that planet. Izuku, now you will do the following. You will bow and apologize to Father. You will leave and go lead our brothers to bring the Imperium to order. Do you get me? Horace looks at Izuku with fury, but he notices the look on Izuku's face, one that he was willing to live him without a single amount of hesitation. Fear somehow enter his life for the first time and look down in defeat. He bows and apologizes to his father and excuse himself to keep leading his battle brothers in the war. The 5 brothers that helped raise him were proud and shocked how he stood up to Horace. Horace, outside the palace, followed by Petarabo, Onron, Lorger, and finally Mordorion. That insolent brat needs to remember how to use manners and learn to respect his war bosses. Lorger, that child is not part of our society, and I send a great change coming because he is here. Mordorion, he from a different universe, Father has informed me. They are trying to send him back to his time, and when that happens it will all go, and Horus will get all the attention he needs. Perturabo. I also learned that he was granted a technology that I can't get to since it was off limits. But this guy gets that permission, it pisses me off. Horus. GRRR, just wait, when the time is right I will strike, and show him who is top dog. Now back to your legions. We are near looking another planet. As his brothers leave, two people hidden in the shadow came out, being the last of. They were Magnus and Conrad Curves. Each one looked at other and was worried how their brother was acting, as Magnus decided to be the one to tell his father. Magnus the Red, one of the greatest psyker to exist in the Imperium. Only behind his father the Emperor and Malcador, he has proven what a psyker can do in battle to help in battles or see events in the future. This was also one of many reasons he wanted to talk to his father, because he saw the far future of what will happen after the crusade. As Magnus knocks on the door, he hears enter, and was amazed by how he sees Izuku slashes 10 dummies in one strike, destroying them all. Izuku. Oh, hello, you must be Mangus' father. Has told me about you. I heard you are a very powerful warrior, and your world is beautiful with pyramids I hope to visit one day. Magnus. Oh well, thank you for that, Izuku. We would be honored to have you visit on our planet. It seems you have psyker abilities as well. Careful with that power, it's very difficult and dangerous. Izuku. Thank you for the advice. I will take the info with stride. I sense something wrong. Magnus, are you okay? Father, do you sense it as well? Emperor of mankind. Indeed. What is wrong, my son? What is causing this unease feeling around you? As Mangus looks nervous, he begins to explain what had happened on his world. His psyker powers were acting up a little due to him studying the Conquest Planet's books and knowledge of the warp. It made him curious as he kept explaining that he created a book for all this info, but it was the discovery of a webway he found but didn't touch or go near it. Giving his father the location of where it is, he await his father's judgment of being disappointed in him. Emperor of mankind. My son, I will say I am saddened about how dangerous you are getting towards the dark side of the warp, but I cannot be angry at you for this. I also want to say thank you for the info of the webway. This will help protect everyone, but we can find a way to use it as well. Emperor of mankind. There was a reason I wanted you to be cautious with warp powers. A chaos god known as Tsench can use your curiosity to seek knowledge against you and corrupt you. It's why we trained together as much as we could when I first found you. Magnus. So that's why, father. Though it was to control me, or because you were ashamed that I was psyker due to Mordorion and Lehman don't like us so well. Emperor of mankind. I will talk to them, but for now, my son, why don't you join us when your legion isn't in combat? It will be beneficial for Izuku to learn from all of us. He's slowly getting used to the powers, but won't be able to master it for years. Magnus. Very well, father, I will help when you aren't able to, but know this Izuku training will be hell. It's very dangerous cause you could be possessed by a demon, but I will be right here watching you. Izuku. Thank you, brother Magnus, I appreciate that a lot, and am eternally grateful. So my psyker training set, but what about psychical? Rogel and Gilliman are busy in another sector to training me, and you already training me with my powers, father. Emperor of mankind. I had a feeling about this, so I have brought someone to help continue your training and make you even more precise and deadlier. As the doors to the throne room open, an 8-foot man walks in with his armor of gold, forged perfectly by the tech priest of the palace. Izuku, looking at him, goes on one knee as he passed by him, showing him respect. Emperor of mankind. This is Constantine Valder, the first of 10,000 sons, and chief custodian. He is the one that helps keeps them in order and trains them to the breaking point. He will help. Valder walks up to Izuku, circling around his slowly, seeing if there are any flaws that need to be fixed, mentally and psychically. Once his inspection was over, he looks at the Emperor. Valder. He is very strong, already good balance for the weapon he picked, but he needs to train more to lift it faster. But his confidence and leadership is what will cause the problem with him. Valder. I will break you, in mind and body, to make you fight like me, to think like me, act like me, and be patient like me. You will learn the ways of fighting like me with no remorse and ready to die. Is that clear, young Primarch? Izuku. Yes, sensei, I understand, and I am under your care till I prove myself to you. Valder. Good, very good. Now I will take my leave. Be here tomorrow at 0500 hours, not a minute late or early. Valder walks out the room as the Emperor and Magnus look on from the side, seeing that Izuku will be suffering a lot from this training. but the Emperor knows that he will succeed. As they continue to chat on how everything else been going, Magnus wanted to bring the main subject with his father and decided now was the time to do so. Magnus, father, there is one more thing I have to talk about with you and Izuku if that's okay, but I was wondering if it can be alone. It's very classified in my view. Emperor of Mankind. Very well, guard, leave and guard the outside. Let no one, not even my other sons, into this room at all. Malcador, please turn on a void shield when they step out. Guards walk out of the room, closing and locking the doors with special keys. Once all the doors were locked, Malcador press a button for a special type of void shield where no one was able to hear anyone from inside it. As Magnus looks at his father all nervous, he doesn't want to feel the wrath of the bad side of his father in case this goes wrong. Magnus, father, what I'm about to tell you may hurt you, father, but if I don't tell you, this may cause more damage in the future. I had foreseen the vision, father, and it's not good. Horus, our battle brother, joins the side of chaos. This all happened the years after the crusade is finished. Magnus, if you do not believe in what I'm saying, father, use your powers to look into my mind and memories, and you will see what I'm talking about. The Emperor was shocked by the news of one of his sons accusing one of his others to join the forces of chaos. As he was about to reprehend Magnus, he was stopped by Izuku. Izuku, father, from my limited training with my uncle Shota and Mirai, they had shown me when someone was lying by how their body moves or expressions on their face. Yet he shows no expression of lying. Trust me on this, father, and listen to him. Emperor of Mankind. Very well, Magnus and Izuku, come, we shall all witness this together. Holds his hands out and uses his psyker powers to connect their minds as one. As the Emperor enters Magnus' mind, he saw how he grew up in his planet Prospero, focusing on using the warp and his studies of the history of his planet and now of the Imperium. The Emperor decided to speed up to where he and his brother Conrad, seeing how they're talking about Izuku, this infuriated the Emperor. He finally finds the part of his memories he wanted to see. Mangus looking through his vision in the warp, the Emperor was shocked to see the destruction, the bloodshed, the innocent lives slaughter, but most surprisingly was his son Horus leading it all with a few others he couldn't tell in the background supporting him. The Emperor was shocked seeing Holy Terra, and the Imperium itself was under siege from all sides, and each of his sons that were fighting alongside with him was doing their best to defend the palace and the world. He stops and comes back into the throne room and look at his sons. Emperor of Mankind. Magnus, this will stay between all of us until the time is right. We must prepare for these events. I will speak to others to prepare more man materials and equipment for this. Emperor of Mankind. Izuku, while we are training and looking for the last two of my sons, I believe it time for you to look for a home world so you may begin the building of your chapter and use your skills and intelligence to improve society for them. Izuku/Magnus. Yes, father, under your guidance we will lead the Imperium to victory. As Izuku excuses himself, he goes and does a training regimen, getting ready for tomorrow, wondering what hellish training awaits him. His father, the Emperor, sit on his throne, leading the crusade to the next destination. With all the new information he receives, he is worried for the future of the Imperium and his sons that protect it. Malcador has the same feeling as his friend, and now doubling his effects to make sure Izuku doesn't get involved with this heresy and send him home. The next day, as Izuku wakes up, showers and gears, he heads to the throne room and enters exactly at 0500 hours and spot Valder waiting for him. He kneels down in front of his new sensei, lowering his head. Izuku, I am ready to begin, sensei. Please show me to be a greater warrior so I may protect my brothers, the men that fight with us, and the Emperor as well. Valder, very well, come with me. It's time to make you the warrior I see you can be. As Izuku and Valder leave, they begin walk to another part of the ship, one where custodies are guarding the doors, saluting Valder as he walks past them into a training room. As he enters, other trainees get in order and line up to meet with him. Valder, brothers, this is Izuku's son of the Emperor himself. He will be training with us, and I will be training him by himself on certain days. Make sure you make him feel welcome and give him the same respect as our Emperor. Do I make myself clear? Trainees, sir, yes, sir. Valder, good, come Izuku, time for your first test, and see where your strength and heart reside. You two bring in the rhino. Trainee, sir, goes and starts a rhino to bring it in position. Valder, now Izuku, welcome to your first day in what you call in your world hell. Shut the doors. As the door slowly closes, Izuku prepares his mind mentally for what he will go through. The image of the future gives him strife to work harder and get stronger for the Imperium, his brothers-in-arms father, and to make sure he's strong enough when he returns home. So, this was the end of part 2 of this series. Stay tuned for next part of this series, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.